Firstly, I want to start off by saying Kal Alal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, and shalom to all who came out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yakazakala from James, Jamaica, here to do a breakdown on when did the devil get cast out of heaven. War in heaven, basically. Now we have the Christian church and their fairy tale that Satan, the devil, was on the Lord's choir. He was the fierce of all angels, and because he asked the Most High that when he must step aside, him would rule, you see me? And for that, the Most High cast him out of heaven, and him returned some other angels with him and try fight against the Most High, and the Most High fight against him and throw him down to hell. You see me? That big false doctrine, that big fairy tale that the Christian church push, you see me? And deceive majority of the population. And that is one of the reasons why majority or the world overall cannot get this understanding, because they are deceived. They don't know the truth, and for not knowing the truth, they fight against it. You see me? That is just one of the ways them. Now we're gonna break down that fairy tale, break down that deceiving. You see me? Because that is one of the work of the men of the Lord, to tell the truth in sincerity, to break down all the lies that is pushed in this wicked society and give our people the true understanding. Now, them pastors, you see me, them a lead people to them death. Them a lead people to them death. And what the scripture says about them? It says, this is Isaiah 8:20, says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. You see me? And which word is that? It is the scriptures. It is a perfect and correct interpretation of the scriptures. That is the word of the Most High. There's even no adding on, no taking off, no vain understanding or your interpretation. What the word of the Most High says, it is that it is. You see me? Not try conclude or spew it in how you feel like how it go, or develop some kind of a story, because that is all the Christian church does. You see me? That is one of their biggest lies. And who is behind of this? Who is behind this false doctrine, this big deceiving? As you can see, what is the head church? The Roman Catholic Church. And who is the head for the Roman Catholic Church? The Pope. You see me? And the Pope is an Edomite. So it goes all the way back to Edom. And who is Edom? Who is Edomites? They're the so-called white people. They're devil. You see me? And what is their work? To deceive the world, to deceive the population for a little Caesar. Yes. You see me? That is their work. That is what the Most High set them on the earth to do. To deceive the whole world. And through that deceiving, that is one of the biggest lies. When that Satan get cast out of heaven. And if you ask a Christian when did he get cast out of heaven, you see me, they cannot say when. They can't answer when. They can't. Because they don't know the true understanding of the word of the Most High. Alright, get into it. So this is 2 Thessalonians verse 2 verse 8. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed. Who is that wicked? Esau, Edom, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What is the spirit of the Lord's mouth? This is the true wisdom and understanding, man. Nobody can come up against this truth. and it a consume them. It a make them turn in them beds at night. It a make them anxious. To make them afraid. Because we're out there prophesying, telling them of their downfall, of the society's downfall. See me? It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the most I come back, man, you see, in those chariots, in the clouds, which are our so-called UFOs, the most I go let out of his mouth like a laser beam, you see me, and destroy the whole of them, break down the tall skyscrapers, destroy them cities, utterly waste them. Verse 9 says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. You see me, and who is that? It is a so-called white man, and this is evident. Esau, Edom, chiefly the house of Amalek, chiefly the house of Edom, man. You see me? And what is their signs and lying wonders? It is this false Christ, this false image of the Son of the Most High, which is an utter disrespect. It is trying to be like the Most High, trying to control all aspects of life, monitoring, having intel on every single person, trying to go above the stars, trying to seek out all knowledge. It is spreading this do what you will doctrine, going against the laws of the Most High, legalizing homosexuality, legalizing bestiality, legalizing same-sex marriage, lesbianism, bisexual, you see me? Giving people license to sin, basically. Crucifying Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, which his correct name is Yahushai. You see me? Them crucify him day by day by day. And how they do that? Speak that there is no Christ, there is no Savior, that the Bible is all a lie, is all fairy tale. You see me? They put up a false image of him, all of that, and crucifying and through crucifying him, they crucify the saints of the Most High as well. You see me? And who's that devil, man? Get into it. It says, this is Malachi 1 verse 4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. This is speaking about in the 70 AD, the Renaissance period, when the so-called white man came back on the scene. You see me? Because they are Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountain. That is where the word Caucasian originated. You see me? And they come back on the scene during the 70 AD to the Roman Empire, through all them empires, Grecian, Roman. And what they do? The scripture say about we will return and build the desolate places. Then they put our people in captivity, which are the Israelites, namely the Mexicans, North American Indians, Negroes, Latinos, and West Indians. You see me? Scattered throughout all the four corners of the earth. They build the society and the blood, sweat, and tears of them with lying words, all of them treaties that they did with the North American West Indians, the North American Indians, the tribe of God, and deceive them, destroying them, all of them treaties, you see what them do over the years. You see me? So them come back and build on the blood, sweat and tears of the people of Israel. That is one of the reasons why the Most High could take them out of their rulership. That is why the Most High could destroy them, isn't it? And bring them down. As the scripture say, oh, come and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is it is speaking about chiefly America, because America is Mr. Babylon. As we continue, it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath an indignation forever. And indignation means righteous anger. So the people who the Lord hath an indignation forever, the border of wickedness, these people are wicked, man. You see, day after day after day, how them destroy the world, how them deceive and take what they want, because that is in their mindset that they rule, that they are the top tier above all people, which really they are base men, they are cavemen. You see me? But the Most High let them loose for a little season for do them bidding. So him can come back and show him in statue, he show him manner as the God, as the all-powerful God, as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to establish his name in the four corners of the earth and to set up his kingdom, which is heaven, New Jerusalem, which is heaven on earth. You see me? So that is explaining who the devil is. And we are getting to the war in heaven. And give you the right, correct understanding, Lord willing. This is edifying to the hopeful elect. So like laptop is kind of moving slow, but this is Revelation 12 verse 7 says, and there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. And who's that dragon? It is same Esau Edom. Dragon chiefly NATO and their system, their society. It's even the room from the Roman Empire to the second leg of the Roman Empire, which is this society nowadays, this present society. It says, and there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. So Michael, one of the chief archangels, them will come and fight against the dragon, fight against this society, Esau Edom. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And heaven, right there, is rulership. That is a correct term for heaven. And now, when did this happen? It can't happen. It can't happen from the beginning. It cannot, because in chapter verse 10, it says, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, and that is not yet. So it can't happen from the beginning. So when did it happen? And we are gonna get into that. Verse 9 says, and the dragon, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. And we just show you recently, not too long, who's the devil? Esau Edom, the border of wickedness. It says, and even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And that is a so-called white man for you. Plain, that is a so-called white man. It says Revelation 12 verse 6, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. So no more place now there for them in rulership. And the dragon was cast out, that was serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world, which is his work given unto him by the Most High, because nothing happened outside the will of the Most High. So it's just to play a part of the movie. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So everybody, or all of them, will go on and on with the so-called white man, with their society, with this wicked, corrupt society. All of them are gonna get cast out with him. They are gonna get kicked out of rulership. So Moab, Ammon, Gog, you see me? All of them are gonna get cast out with him. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And who is the accuser of our brethren? Esau Edom. Esau Edom. You see me? Him accuse us day and night. Over and over. And when he set all these things in society, dumb down our people, make them do all this folly, this wickedness, and just they in their background, you see me? Like in throw a bunch of breadcrumbs, and when you throw a bunch of breadcrumbs and the pigeon forward and I pick it up, you see me? And he just they in their background and say, watch, and they say people, you see me? So he just throw it sins and our people foolishly run go grab them up and do them. You see me? We are getting to the war now. Shall go into the Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras, start of verse 1. 2nd Esdras 13 verse 1, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamt a dream by night. Now this is a vision that Esdras got from the Most High, showing him what will be the end all be all of Esau Edom and their society. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Who is that man? It is speaking about Yahushua. This representation, man, which with the chariots spewing blaze of beams, destroying everything, destroying their city. You see me? And that man on the main chariot, Yahushua. Says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth fire. You see me? Can see that in the representation of the picture. Verse 5 it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue that man that came out of the sea. So who is that multitude of men? Who is that great number of men coming to subdue the Son of the Most High? We're getting to it, man. Verse 6 it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it, speaking about the chariots. But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not. So it is vast, man, from one end of the sky to the next. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there is fight. You see me? In a revelation speaks about the fear and trembling of them when they see the Most High coming. It says in Revelation 1 verse 7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. So Revelation and Esdras goes on and on. It ties. But guess what? They remove these books out of the Bible so you won't get the full understanding. You see me, and who's that man? I'm just reading Revelation 1 verse 7 speaking about Yahushai. Same man is speaking about in 2nd Ezra 13, the 13th chapter. And the clouds are on this mountain is his chariots. Verse 8 it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's friends because them fear, man. Them fear his countenance. Because he's not coming back as a man. He's coming back as an heavenly force. Not with this weak ass body he had when he walked the earth and was crucified upon the cross for our sins. No, he's coming back as a heavenly force. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. All of them, they mere twirl and mix to create them laser beams, as you see in the illustration of the picture. And they were all mixed together. Verse 11, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So even Esdras was afraid, man. Even Esdras was afraid of this vision he saw, to show the countenance of the Son of the Most High when he might come back. The great fear. You see me? I jump down to verse 33. It says, and when all the people hears verse 33 says, and when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. So at this time of his coming, there's going to be in the midst of World War III, thermonuclear destruction, America fighting against Russia and China, NATO, the beast, all of them nations are fight against Slovakia, all of them nations are fight against one another. Every single one of them. But when the Son of the Most High come, as him come out of the sea, they might leave them battle and come to subdue him. As it says in Revelation, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angel fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angel, which the dragon is NATO, and the Roman Empire overall. Esau, Edom. He said, and prevailed not, neither was their place found in heaven. So it's for sure that there is no defense or opposition, because the Son of the Most High just destroy them plainly. As in verse 11 said, in the last of verse 11 said, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was so afraid. As in it is destroy them in a one full swoop. Verse 34 says, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. You see me? And that is speaking about Esau Edom. That is speaking about in the time of World War III, in the midst of the Jacob trouble, which is yet another prophecy yet to come to pass. And what is the end all be all of this? What is the end all be all of this? Jimmy, after this fight, man, get it. Yeah, man, this is the end all be all. It says Second Ezra 6 verse 8, and he said unto me, start of verse 7 says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? See, Ezra asking the angel about when this world will come to an end and the kingdom of heaven, when it will begin, when this world will get destroyed, broken down, and the kingdom of heaven being established from the ashes of this world. He said, and he answered and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's honor first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So after this war in heaven, there's this major war, you see me, which will take place, and the Son of the Most High are going to destroy this wicked society, utterly destroy it, namely the America, utterly waste it. Then Jacob, which is Israel, the nation of Israel, are going to get established. The kingdom of the Lord are going to get established. So with that, hope this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna say, Kal Alal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the Akimot, they are pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.